We're back because where else would we go? This is the Inside Franklin Athletics podcast. I am your host, Brian Powers.
And I'm your co-host, Chaz Hill, again reporting live from quarantine, still here.
Yes, we are all still here. We are all quarantined up. We are all living the life.
Forcibly locked down now. The stamp has come down. The hammer has been nailed.
I don't really understand what any different about what we got yesterday. Like, I was really excited. I was like, okay, we're going to just, everyone's going to be stuck. This is going to be done. No, it's just nothing. But with us today, more time off means more guests. And today we have with us the coziest looking guest we've had on our podcast yet. This is Franklin Community High School head softball coach, Shelby Biehl. Thank you for joining us, Shelby. First off, how are you handling quarantine 2020?
You know what? I am thriving. This is my element. Yes.
A little stuck in your house and just on your own?
Yeah, I don't have to make excuses for why I don't want to go places.
I usually just say I don't want to go.
Yeah, that's probably pretty correct and nice.
So you're a homebody. You're enjoying this.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So you are married, correct?
I am.
Okay. How long have you been married?
A year and a half.
Big test early.
Yeah.
How's that?
He just started his quarantine yesterday. So
you're still in the good stage right now.
Yeah, he's on his second nap.
Second nap. Wow.
What's he do?
He works for the state.
Oh, nice. So is he actually like working, or are they just like go home, whatever?
So he's working, but it's all backlogged. So he writes air quality permits. And it's all backlogged because it's on paper and then they have to like scan it through and there's no one there to actually scan it. So he's just waiting for more permits to come in.
On his second nap, obviously. Yeah. Passing the time wisely.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that is good. Now you are also purchasing a house, correct? Or looking at it, or?
I am. Well, not currently because I can't go anywhere, but trying to.
How's that going?
It's horrible.
Pretty good time for that right now.
Yeah. A lot of people want us in their houses to like walk around and touch things.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but it's given me more time to clean, I guess. I haven't, but I have that option now.
I mean, we got
a while.
A month and a half, yeah.
We still have a month and a half at least. Oh my gosh.
How long until we're sitting in the corner in the fetal position? What do we think? Over, under?
I can see myself lasting this.
Geez, you say that now.
You're right.
A month and a half from now, though. I don't know.
Everyone's a homebody until you do it for a month and a half, and then there's no other options.
That's true.
Okay, so moving on. I'm sure we'll be back off topic here shortly, but the reason you are on is because we're bored, and we just have everyone on. But also, this is an Inside Franklin Athletics podcast, and since you are the newly named head softball coach of Franklin Community High School, we needed to get a voice for there on. So how is that going? How's the transition going for that?
Well, it was going pretty well until 2 weeks ago when we found out we couldn't do anything and we potentially might not have a season. So it was going pretty well.
And team-wise, how are you looking going into this season?
Actually, I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but we were looking
for champions.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolute confidence. We love it. Love to see it.
Yeah. No, actually we were going to be good. are going to be good.
Yeah,
We're going to still have a season. We're still going to have a
It's
season.
happening.
Let's
Speak
be
it
pumped.
into existence.
Yes.
This is going to work.
So how long have you been involved in softball? Kind of take us through your softball career.
I played Pee Wee baseball, and then I went through the Greenwood Lassie League and played travel ball, and then I played at Hanover. Then I coached at Greenwood High School, and then I came to Franklin and coached.
So you're from around here?
Yeah, I went to Greenwood.
So what was the appeal leaving Greenwood and coming to Franklin?
Mostly that they had a teaching job available. Yeah.
Bottom line, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, to be honest. But it worked out.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So you're growing up, like how did you work out for softball? Like how was that? And was that your only sport, I guess, is kind of what I'm going for, or did you play other sports as well?
I played basketball and I ran track in middle school, but they're the same season, so I'd stop that. And I played golf in high school too, but then I kind of quit, I think my junior year, because I wasn't that good
At golf?
At golf. I was terrible at golf, but I also just wasn't that good at basketball, and I didn't really like to run. And I had been playing, and I had been playing travel ball, so I just stuck with softball.
Okay, so basically, by the end, you were kind of a one sport pony. That's
yeah, one sport homie.
Homie. That's better than pony. Yeah.
Is that what you said? Oh, you said pony.
I said pony. I think like calling you a one trick pony would be appropriate, but then I just went and said it. So whatever. I mean,
just work your way through it, Brian. Just work your way through it. It's fine.
Next question.
So talk about your team, some players on there, what to expect once the season begins in May.
So we have some seniors: Emma Rutan, Bailey Parker, Shelby Biehl. They'll be huge. And then we have Izzy. She's a junior. She's going to Kentucky. She's our pitcher. So she's pretty dominant. Who else do we have? We have 3 sophomores that came in as freshmen and started, who are all county. We're pretty stacked.
Who is that?
Maddie Hedges, Aaron Lee, and Morgan Carter.
Okay. And then what about freshman-wise?
We have a couple freshman studs too. Corinne Daymeyer, Maddie Stearns, Lily Miles. Yeah.
Got quite the squad. So you've got like a good mix of seniors of all the classes there that seem like they're really going to be able to carry you. How does the upperclassmen, how are they helping the freshmen and sophomores?
I think just getting them used to high school. I mean, they all have travel ball experience, like they know how to play softball, but it's just high school is kind of weird with rules and like how we do things being after school and not in the summertime. So I think they're good leaders that way.
Do you have to have any kind of battles with like summer ball coaches? Like, is there, because I know in some sports there's like the fine line. Like, I don't want to say any particular sport, so I'll just guess. Like maybe let's just think soccer. I know, let's just say hypothetically, travel soccer coaches are, I don't know how I would describe them, maybe very territorial, and some of them could even be described as I don't know, selfish. So this is not all, and this is also travel.
It's
not
hypothetical too. It's just hypothetical.
and hypothetical. Like, I don't know.
Definitely not basketball either.
No. And so there are a lot of coaches, hypothetically, in soccer who would be all about, hey, I got this kid a scholarship and this kid a scholarship, and you can't do these sports because you're going to go to college because I'm going to send you there. Do you find yourself fighting that battle?
Yeah, but not necessarily with travel coaches. More so with like hitting lesson instructors.
Ooh, okay, interesting.
Like, my hitting coach won't let me do this or this, and I need to keep my foot here when I do this. Like, my hitting coach told me I need not to do this drill and things like that. Sometimes parents, but
I'm not gonna lie, that'd be so annoying.
yeah.
Okay, John, why don't you come and coach the freaking team then?
Yeah. And a lot of times, pause. Have you had a lady coach on here yet?
Not yet, no.
No.
Okay. So here's my battle is dads.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So dads or dad hitting coaches who are like, this is how you do it. This is how you play softball. And I'm just
How much softball experience do you have, sir?
Play. That's my question.
I used to coach cross country and track, and one time I had a dad talk to me about the workouts that they did. And he was like, when I was in high school, we would run like 12, 13 miles a day. And our coach, he would have us do this workout where we would run and we could see how long we could hold our breaths. And that's how we would get. And like, that is either a lie or the dumbest workout thing ever. And it took everything I had not to start laughing. Like, you think holding your breath while you're running is a good workout? He's just like, it helped our lungs, it helped our lung capacity. I'm like, you know what else does? Running hard, which your daughter doesn't do. But hey, whatever. I didn't say that.
How many times are you holding your breath when you run 14 miles?
I was just sitting there thinking, so you ran like 80 miles a week? It's like, yeah, we ran a lot. I'm like, well, that is a lie because no one is going to do that much miles.
Right.
So yeah, you gotta deal with a lot of things. So how do you find yourself dealing with situations if someone tells you my hitting coach wants me to do this or doesn't want me to do this? How do you deal with it, or how will you deal with it?
Generally, I will offer a suggestion, like, okay, this is how I would do it. You're paying this man lots of money, so you can continue doing it that way. If we see results, then great. If not, then consequences will come. Natural consequences will take care of it. So that's just how I do it, I guess. I don't do it.
Well, it's hard because you have to there's a line that you have to respect because their parents are doing that and their parents are putting forth that money. So it's kind of like, in a sense, you don't want them to take it as criticism of what their parents are trying to do help wise or what this person's trying to do. But also it's just difficult as a coach to sit there, I'm sure, and say, well, I see what you're doing is wrong. I'm trying to correct you, but you are not going to listen.
Yeah. Yeah. So then a lot of times I'm like, okay, do a drill that you know how to do instead. Like if we're working on tees, like do something else. Then if you're not going to do this drill because your hitting coach told you not to, then be productive some other way doing the tees. Like do something else he tells you to do. I don't know. I went to a hitting instructor and I don't feel like I ever had this issue, but I don't know. I was a kid, so.
It's just a very interesting dynamic to have to play. Like, I don't know if I'm an assistant, one of the football coaches and a position coach. And if a kid walked up to me and said, yeah, coach, I'm not doing this drill today. My other coach said that I shouldn't. Oh man, I don't know I don't know how I would approach that. I don't know. I guess that it's harder, I guess, to have that example in football because it just doesn't happen as much as it does in sports like softball or probably basketball too, and baseball definitely too.
Yeah.
So that's just very interesting. I never even thought of that happening actually in football.
Yeah, that can be frustrating. I had a parent one time. We had 7 kids on our cross country, or 8 kids on our cross country team, and 7 kids ran, and I still had an issue. I was like, oh, this is going to be easy, just whatever. And I had an issue. A parent got mad at me because their son wasn't running in the county meet. His point was that his son had skipped the homecoming dance to be more prepared for the meet the next day. And so therefore he should be there. But when I brought up the fact that he didn't show up to any of the summer conditioning, he still kind of went with no, but he missed the homecoming dance. And so that was a battle. And then his son I didn't run him on varsity, and his son ended up running. So where he would have been our number 3 runner on varsity in the JV meet, I was livid inside. I was so mad. And so then the next meet, I put him on varsity, and he went back to how he was running. And I was so mad.
Yeah.
Dang it. I made the right coaching move, but that's frustrating.
Yeah.
All right, back to your playing career.
Yes.
How many home runs did you hit?
I don't know. A few.
So here's the thing, Chaz, correct me if I'm wrong.
Uh-huh.
If she says, I don't know, that means she did not hit very many.
Or it means she hit so many that she lost count.
No, if you hit that many, you know exactly how many you hit.
Like in high school, you remember how many you hit?
I don't know. I didn't hit any home runs in high school. So yes, exactly. I didn't hit very many because I didn't hit none or didn't hit any. Okay. What position did you play?
In high school, I caught, and then I played left field.
Okay. Did you hit at least one home run?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You were offended by that question.
I'm sorry. That's such a ridiculous question. Did you ever have a collision at home plate as a catcher?
Yes, I'm sure. I don't remember specifics.
I think that means you had several. If you don't remember,
it's the CTE.
Yeah,
losing track.
Did you? Yes, I think so. I'm not sure how many.
Sure. They happen all the time.
Okay, so talk us through some of there's lots of good softball. Softball is one of the most verbal sports I've seen as far as everyone being in it and everything. I need some of the cheers when the season starts and Chaz and I bring our podcast on the road and have live podcasts. We need to know what's going on. So tell me some of these cheers.
Oh man. I don't know. I just got to be in the moment,
Okay. 2 balls, 1 strike. Batter up. There we go.
What?
You're in the moment. There's
now. If you said batter up, now
we're down 2. What are we saying? What are we cheering?
Honestly, today, the girls just yell. They don't even make sense. They just yell. Back in the day when I was in Lassie League, we had organized chants. But today they just bang on the fence and scream things.
Okay, so that's what we need to do. Should we come up with a cheer right now?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay. What would the situation be, Shelby? Give us a situation. We'll come up with a cheer.
It was a ball, pass ball.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And our team
mm-hmm.
second base.
Yes.
That is creative.
How about give us second and keep the change?
Ooh.
Okay.
Just repeat. That's how just.
Give us second, keep the change. Give us second, keep the change. Give us second, keep the change. Give us second, keep the change.
Yeah. while you're banging on the fence with softballs, like.
And then one girl's over on the side with a bat hitting the pole.
Yes.
Like the Astros hitting the trash can.
Give a second, keep the change.
That's pretty good.
It is.
For on the spot, that's pretty good.
So I can remember now one for stealing second base.
Okay.
While you were picking your nose, she was up on her toes and she stole on you. While you were brushing your hair, she was already there and she stole on you.
That's so amazing.
Why is this not used more often?
I don't know.
I think you need to bring that back.
Yeah. Early 2000s were a time to be alive.
Well, obviously.
Yeah.
You could leave your house back then.
True.
Okay, so we've got two for you. What about when someone when there's a bad call?
Oh, I try to make them not say anything.
I always loved, I was a big student section guy back in high school, especially basketball season, like saying like 3 blind mice or stuff like that, or like where's your blind stick, ref, or stuff like that was always funny. But,
yeah, we're just so close to the umpire, and we're trying to like be his friend, so we don't really heckle him.
Yeah,
but we can.
Yeah,
we're fans. Especially when we bring our podcast on the road and start just yelling things.
Yes.
I got it. So a bad call by an ump, Chaz, I'll just yell, "Hey, care to come on our podcast and discuss that awful call?"
That's a good one.
Sir, I have many questions.
Sir, I'm a big fan. Come on your podcast and just come on our podcast and discuss it. Also, I'm not a big fan. Oh, I'm just throwing it out there. You can use it. No copyright infringement. I'm just passing it on to you.
What if you guys aren't there? Like it's an away game and I just plant someone in the stands who yells that out at bad calls.
Or they have like a sign. Go on the pod.
Yeah.
Go on Inside Franklin Athletics podcast and discuss that awful call. That's a lot on a sign, but I think it would get the point.
We'll make it work.
Mm-hmm.
That would actually be really funny if we just came with just had a sign like a picture of us and then just put Inside Franklin podcast, and every time there was a bad call you just held it up. What about that? Could you do that? And just hold up the podcast sign, and no one, and only your team would know.
They have no idea what the heck they're doing.
Yeah.
Why did you hold up that sign? Who are those people?
It's a signal to our athletes out there.
Yeah. Yeah, because we'd be in the dugout, and then the team on the field would be like, "What's that say? What are they saying?"
And then they'd be distracted.
Yeah.
Genius.
And then they would probably say, "Oh my gosh, I love that podcast."
Oh, I listen to them all the time.
You guys know them?
Oh, hey, do you think they would sign that and give it to us?
Yeah.
Seriously, we need to make this happen. I would say there is 2% of me that is joking about this.
There are new media rules this year. I'd have to look them up.
I don't care. We don't
That doesn't matter.
I don't know if you know this or not.
Dead balls.
We're the bad boys of Franklin Athletics. We play by our own rules.
And if it all goes, into the fan, we just blame Hankins. It's Hankins' podcast.
He made it abundantly clear that it was his podcast. So like, well, Hankins told me I could do it. I don't know.
There you go.
We'll just say we just thought we could do it because Dr. Clendenning's a big fan. He's been on our podcast.
It's true. We have the superintendent sign off.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be really honest though. No one's really gonna notice if you guys get in trouble though, because no one really pays attention.
The numbers on anchor.com tell me otherwise. We had
No, not on your podcast. No one pays attention to softball. That's what
That's what we're gonna change.
Wow, yeah, that's cold-blooded.
On yourself.
I know.
Okay. We need to
That's why I'm saying it. Like it needs to change. Like we were talking about it before the shutdown happened. Like, what if we had to play and we couldn't have any fans? And then I made the joke, like, that's every time we play, guys. Like, it's okay.
Well,
we always do.
Although the free entrance, that could change some things.
Yeah.
Chaz, we need to do a pack the house night for softball.
Can we report, like, we need to get like a fake ESPN desk and be commentators.
I bet they could do something. Hankins could do something like that. He does all kinds of good stuff.
Yeah, we have a press box.
Oh, we're reporting live from the students.
Oh, yes. Could we announce the game?
I'd be for that.
Yeah.
I'd be for it.
Like,
you already know how to do that. You do that you've done that before.
Yeah, but if I have like more of like less of a leash, like
so we can actually commentate.
Yeah, ball one, awful call as usual by this horrible ump.
Take umps. Just take all your complaints to Kevin Hankins. Told us to do this.
So I think that if we did that, and like if I got the okay to, if I was separate, if it was like right now my only job is announcer and it wasn't tied to my counseling job, that would make it a lot easier. So we may have to run it in circles.
We just need to start a freelancing high school sports commentating business. And that's it. That's all we're doing.
Yeah.
And then we could come up with the cheers. We could do that. I'm telling you, I think if we did like next year, we did like one podcast from each sport and sporting event, and we just like did a summary and a quick halftime interview. That don't shut the door on it yet.
I like it.
Like
opportunities.
At halftime of a football game, I could just sit there and interview you. And like in softball, we could interview you like in between innings at some point.
Oh, we need to have Shelby mic'd up in the dugout.
Ooh. Yeah.
There's so many opportunities we have. I wish if I would have been this excited about like sports broadcasting when I was in college, then I probably wouldn't be a counselor. If I had taken advantage of the broadcast journalism opportunities that I was offered at Franklin College like I do right now, then my career path would probably be way down.
Tell me this whole thing is just a midlife crisis.
No, it's just me making sure I get some sort of usage out of my my undergrad degree.
Instead of buying a Camaro, you're commentating high school sports. That's the midlife crisis.
Well, I did just turn 40. So when you say that, it sounds a little bit it sounds less sad.
Yeah, a little bit. All right, Shelby, back to you because you're the reason we're here and should be the reason we're here.
No, the reason we're here is because we like hearing ourselves talk.
That's
remember.
That's fair.
So you went to a school called Hanover.
Mm-hmm.
We can't all go to good schools though, Shelby. It's
right.
Okay.
I'm sorry to say you made a bad decision, but you can kind of take us through how was your, from D3 athletes to another D3 athlete, how was your Hanover softball experience?
Well.
Ooh.
That good, huh?
Yeah. Started off rocky. We were not very good.
Now, did you come from was Greenwood good at the time when you were there?
We were good, but I mean, we weren't getting out of sectionals because of Center Grove and.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah. So, yeah. So we weren't that great at Hanover.
Like ever?
After I left, they got really good.
We'll move on.
I did not expect to just stab some kind of wound and just
Yeah.
twist the knife there with that question. Ouch.
I felt like our podcast was moving along pretty well, and now we've
I
hit.
know.
So, Shelby, do you have a couch in your house that you need to lay down on? And Chaz and I can get some yellow legal pad and start taking notes here.
Yeah.
We need to dissect this a little bit more.
No, it's fine. I actually didn't play my junior year. I took a hiatus and studied abroad.
Okay, where'd you study abroad at?
Yeah, I went to Australia.
Oh, wow. Before it caught on fire. Nice. Good job.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, she was there keeping things calm.
And
when she left, everything just.
Yeah.
What did you study in Australia?
Well, I just took classes that I would have taken at Hanover. I just took them there.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then I came back and was like, I should play softball again. So I asked, and then she just let me back on the team.
D3 athletics right there.
Yeah.
Paying a lot of money to play the sport. They'll let you kind of do what you want.
Yeah. And then she said, have you ever played third base? And I said, nope. And then that's where I played all year.
That works. So what's your favorite softball memory?
Recently was 2 seasons ago when we beat Center Grove.
What about yours personally, like your individual one?
Oh. I don't really remember.
There's not one play or one just thing that sticks out in your brain? Maybe high school?
No.
Okay.
Wow.
I broke my nose at practice.
Like anything like maybe even at a practice or like a moment with like teammates or something like that on a bus or something like that. That stuff sticks out to me sometimes too, let alone just the actual games.
And now looking back, I think that I might have just blocked it all out.
You're really bringing the positivity here.
Yeah, sorry. I'm a really good guest.
Hey, Chaz. Okay.
Yeah.
So our goal when we interview Shelby next year before the season, and we say, hey, give us what's your like favorite softball memory, is for her to say, last year in the sectional championship game that we won, when you guys brought the podcast there and brought thousands of fans to watch our game.
Absolutely.
Yes.
After our 10-game conference season.
Stuffed into 3 days.
Yeah.
We're playing a round robin tournament. Everybody plays each other 4 times, and we're going to do it all today.
Yeah.
That would actually be fun.
It would be pretty cool.
That'd be a lot. We're going to do it.
Okay, so what are the different pitches in softball?
So you have fastball, changeup, screwball.
What's a screwball do?
It breaks in on a right-handed batter.
Okay.
And then a curveball breaks away from a right-handed batter.
Okay. But
you could also throw a backdoor curveball, so it's like aimed at the right-handed batter, but breaks in for a strike. Drop ball and a rise ball.
Does a rise ball do exactly what it says?
Yes.
How do you throw these pitches?
It's like with your release, like how you spin the ball and how you grip the ball. Yeah.
Did you play baseball, Brian?
No.
Okay. That's why. Okay.
Well, I know how to I didn't know if there was something different. Like I could throw, I know how to, I mean, I played when I was like a kid, but not in high school. And I know I don't know if there was a difference as far as like in the release or how, so it's basically the same thing as baseball.
But the ball, I mean, the size of the ball has to play different. Yeah.
Yeah, and you have to throw it underhand. So
of course.
Not the same. Also, the pitching mound is much closer, and it's not a mound; it's flat.
What is the? I always see this, but I never remember what the statistic is. Like, what's the difference between reaction time that a softball batter has compared to a baseball player because of how far away the pitcher's mound is from the batter?
Know the number.
Yeah, I always thought like it's like significantly less time that a softball batter has to react to pitches, and it's crazy.
Yeah, so we tell our hitters, like, you're saying yes, 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 and so you're starting your swing, and then you say no. You have to start before the pitch even comes.
Interesting.
So is there do they have like more of a zone where the bat reaches and they call it a strike if they hold off as opposed to baseball?
What do you mean?
Like baseball, if they break their wrists or they bring
like
around
swing.
Are they more lenient on check swings in softball or?
No, it's the same.
That's quick reaction time.
Yeah.
How fast, let's say Izzy, how fast can Izzy throw a fastball?
She's in the high 60s, I think.
I'm not.
When you think about you're having to throw it underhand and the mound is so much closer, that's pretty cool.
I was going to say, I wouldn't even know the ball was pitched.
Yeah.
Like I would hear the smack and be like, what was that? And they would say, it's the catcher's mitt.
Strike one.
I did not even know that she pitched it. So could we do this before for a bit in our softball podcast? Could we have someone pitch to me and Chaz, and we just I will just go ahead and say I'm not even going to swing because I will just be the person who's like, well, I didn't swing because I just wanted to see what it was like, not I wanted to make myself look like an idiot. I'll let Chaz do that.
Well, I'll take it 100% seriously.
Yeah, I will take it seriously as far as this ball is incredibly fast, and I'm taking it so serious that I'm not even going to swing because there's no point in me swinging. Could we do that?
I'm a lefty, Shelby. I'm a lefty swinger.
Mm-hmm.
How can I learn the slapping technique?
The slap, yeah. Oh, sorry, my dog's being really loud. Yeah. Morgan Carter can teach you that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
So what's the slap?
So you're basically running at the pitcher while you're.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah. So it's for the really quick girls. So the ball's not supposed to be like a power hit. It's supposed to just like drop right over the infield. And they're really fast. And they're already like 3 steps closer to first base.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Could you hit one of Izzy's pitches?
Now.
No, we'll give you like 2 weeks.
Or like in my prime.
Yeah, in your prime.
Yeah, then I could. Yeah.
How far would you hit it?
I don't know. Is it a meatball?
No, it's a softball. Meatball would get all over the place. That's disgusting.
Are you saying that it's right over the plate? Is that what you mean by meatball?
Yes. Like a perfect pitch.
I kind of figured that. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I could have in my prime.
Would you
home run 100%? That's what she's saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to get her to be like, I would hit at least 300 feet.
I don't know that. That's a little far. I could clear the fence. That's 200.
But so is 300.
That's like the baseball field from our field.
Just saying. I mean, I'm just trying to give you credit for power.
We're really just trying to get you to smack talk your own players.
Yeah, that's really what I'm trying to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I can do it for sure.
There you go. There you go. Did you ever pitch?
No.
Okay.
Hard no. You are way too close for my comfort.
Yeah, that's what I would be definitely scared of. Like, I do not want a ball coming right back in my face.
Yeah. I mean, at third base, you're really close. Like, sometimes you're closer than a pitcher, but you're also ready for a ball to come at you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, when you're finished pitching, you're, like, wide open. Like, please hit it at me.
Hit me in the face.
Yeah.
So what was the worst part about catching?
People use and abuse catchers. They're like, oh, you're a catcher? Like, take away from your hitting practice. Come over here and catch 7 of these pitchers when it's 100 degrees today.
We're really delving deep into the psychosis here.
Yeah.
I have a lot of pent-up anger about this.
I tell you what. How are your knees?
My knees are good.
Okay. I just didn't, because that sometimes pitchers have bad knees and stuff like that. So
yeah, I'm good.
What was the best part about being a catcher?
You got really dirty, so it made it look like you were working super hard. You were always just super sweaty because you had all that stuff on. So, yeah, you looked really important after the games.
Nice, I like it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have 2 more questions for you to get you out of here.
Okay.
Okay, so one of them, I don't remember the first one, and I just had it in my head. So maybe I only have one more question.
What a podcast we run.
Actually, no, I do. So what are your plans for the softball program as a whole? Because as the head varsity coach, you're in charge of basically everything.
Uh-huh.
So what do you have plans for the feeder systems and stuff, or how does that work? Is that through you?
Yeah, so they're kind of getting revamped recently. So we have Franklin Youth Softball, similar to softball. We have, this year, they started softball at Franklin Little League.
Nice.
Which I guess they're probably not starting now that we're all trapped at home.
Probably not.
And then there's just all the travel ball. But we're really trying to vamp up the Little League.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
What is the meanest thing you've ever said to an umpire or another player, or trash talking? Because we had Clayton Call on here. Do you know him?
I know of him. Yes.
So we had him on Friday. This is probably my favorite because it's the only person we've asked this of. No, actually, we have been asking this more consistently. Clayton said he hit a kid on the sidelines in a football game, made him cry. Did he say he was crying too?
Yes.
He saw he was crying and told him to get up. He wasn't done with him.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Well, he explained it to us more afterwards, and it was even better.
Off air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the premium content that you have to pay to get.
That's for our subscribers, our premium subscribers.
Yeah. Gold level.
Yeah. So what's for you?
To an umpire, I was always a suck up because I was a catcher, so I was right next to them all the time and trying to get good calls, I don't know.
You ever say anything ridiculous to a batter while they were batting?
No, because the umpire's right there, they can hear everything. You really gotta be their best friend. It's an acting gig.
Did you say your shoes untied or something? Or that uniform looks stupid on you?
No.
This is Shelby's first and last appearance on the Inside Franklin Athletics podcast. She does not want to talk to us ever again.
No. Oh, okay. So it wasn't smack talk, but so this girl kept killing me on outside pitches. I was hitting, kept throwing me outside pitches. And she wouldn't stop, and so I knew that was super annoying, and I just kept fouling them off. So eventually I stood almost on top of the plate, and I hit it over the fence. I was in college.
Nice.
So you basically needed no words.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then I just stared for a little bit.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
Stare down.
Yes. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, Shelby, this is my last question for you.
Mm-hmm.
We have a thing on our podcast that we've just recently started, where it's you leave a question. So you have, yesterday we had Dr. Clendenning here, and he left a question for you. So tomorrow we have Brett Bardwell, but I do not believe you know him.
I don't.
So on Thursday we have Steve Ahouse, our principal. So we will let you leave the question for him. Okay. So think of a question for Mr. Ahouse. The question from Dr. Clendenning to you. Oh, sorry. David, to you is on a scale of 1 to 10, how anxious, excited were you when you found out that you got the head job, and who was the first person you told, and what did you say to them?
That's a good question.
It is. It's a great question.
Better than the question I have in my head for what I was going to ask.
Well, my brother asked Clayton if he could bench press a Fiat, so we have all kinds.
Well, it's also better than the one I had in my head. How excited was I? I was a 10 excited.
Nice.
Max excitement. And no one would answer my phone calls. So I called my uncle who was at home, and I told him.
That's awesome. That's a good story. Like, he'll probably, does he know he was the first person you told?
Yeah, because my dad's super mad about it.
That's amazing.
Hey, Dad, answer your freaking phone.
Exactly.
That's a good thing to bring up at Thanksgiving every year.
Yeah. I was in a meeting. I couldn't answer my phone.
When your daughter's calling?
Right?
Wow. Thanks,
What
Dad.
Bleeding or on fire. Like,
Dad, I'm on fire. Help.
I agree. Okay, so what's your question for Ahouse?
I really thought mine was good until I heard the others.
What's yours?
My question was more of a survey.
Are we coming back to school?
You can tell him I asked that too. I mean, I do want to know.
Oh, we're gonna ask. It's gonna be to our premium subscribers, though.
Oh, okay. No, my question was my attendance questions the past few days. So I have 3. Can I do that?
Absolutely.
Sure. Okay. My first attendance question to the ICP kids was, do mint and chocolate belong together?
Good. I like that.
Okay.
Do noodles belong in chili?
What do we classify as noodles?
Anything pasta?
Yes. The answer is yes.
Yeah, I concur. But go on.
I agree. Third question is mostly for me to win in my household.
Okay.
And prove myself right. Do you use hot or cold water when you brush your teeth?
Cold.
Right? I hope he's listening.
Chaz, what's your answer?
I sometimes use hot water.
Why?
Why? No kidding.
I mainly use it to wash off the toothbrush because I feel like it makes it cleaner, like it kills the germs. And maybe it kills the germs in your mouth better if it's hot water. I don't know. That's how.
I've never heard someone using hot water when they brush their teeth.
Mainly, I use it to rinse off the toothbrush. Like I'll have the water hot to rinse off the toothbrush most of the time.
I didn't know it was an option until I was brushing my teeth after my husband one day, and it was hot. And I was like, "This is gross."
These are things you find out when you're married, right?
Right.
Yeah. That's why me and my wife use separate bathrooms.
Yeah. Had I known before.
Deal breaker.
I like those. Now, when you first started saying these are my attendance questions, I thought it was going to be like, now when a kid is not here, what do you want me to do? And I was just going to be like, no, that's not, you ask him that yourself. Like when you first said I have 3 attendance questions for him, I'm like, I don't know what you think this is, but this is definitely not school. Like I'm not gonna do work for you here.
No, that's for our staff meeting later today,
Oh,
which
yeah.
I can't wait for.
I know it's gonna be great.
I hope they forget to mute everybody and everybody's yelling.
I think they said to mute yourself, didn't they?
Oh no! Oh no!
I can't wait to see this.
That's what I'm gonna do. Is I'm just gonna come in like this.
A lot of this.
Did you see what celebrity I look like?
I think we already know all the answers to everyone in the building for that. We need to just keep busting in, Chaz, and just keep going. Listen to Inside Franklin Athletics podcast, and then mute ourselves.
Who said that?
On the chat, like keep posting the link.
Oh, we should spam the chat.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Share your screen so that your screen is just like a link. Yeah, the logo.
Oh, this is fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, Chaz, go with your question.
All right. I'm a big movie person, Shelby.
Okay.
And I think you can tell a lot about a person by what their favorite movies are.
Okay.
So if you had to pick 3 to 5 of your favorite movies that you really like to kind of give a picture of some of the things that you like, what would you think?
Oh, I have a pretty short attention span, so
you can also throw TV shows in there or books or anything like that. Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, yes. Okay. So recently I'm rewatching all of Game of Thrones.
Nice.
I'm rewatching all of Broad City.
Okay.
And
where is my wife's in here, and I wanted to say, where is this Broad City of which you speak? Sorry.
Hulu.
I'm speaking more geographically.
Yeah.
Can I have the coordinates? Unbelievable.
Whatever. That was a good joke.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
But go on.
Sorry. I have 3.
Sure. Yeah, 3 to 5. Not necessarily in any order either. Just whatever.
Okay. Mean Girls.
I did watch Mean Girls for the first time the other day. Not gonna lie.
The first time ever?
Yeah, my girlfriend and I. She loves Mean Girls too, and we had to watch it. So I watched it for the first time. It was really good. It was really funny.
Yeah. That was. I feel like that was a sympathy comment, but yeah.
No, I swear, it's like the. I said to her, it's like the feminine version of Anchorman, where it's like really quotable and like timeless. That's how I can describe it.
Yeah, that's fair. I Love You, Man. That's a good movie.
That is a good one. Finally one I've seen. Like on all of his, I very rarely have one that I've seen.
I can't think of any more.
Okay. Okay. Here's a Game of Thrones question.
Parks and Rec, number 1.
Oh, Parks and Rec. Okay, that's good.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
Did you like the ending of Game of Thrones? Yes or no?
No.
Okay. Good. I knew I liked you. Good job.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's my final seal of approval.
Well, Shelby, thank you so much for your inordinate amount of time that we seem to get from everyone. Thank you for opening up, bearing your soul. After we get off of here, we will go more in depth with more of a counseling session for our premium viewers. But we thank you so much for your time. This season, I know it's going to happen, and it's going to be awesome. And Franklin Community High School softball team is lucky to have you as a coach. And if this season does not happen, then, well, next year, dear God, I hope it happens. And when that happens, Chaz and I will be there for one of our podcasts. So Thank you again for joining us.
Yes. Thank you, guys.
All right. So, Chaz, tomorrow we have Brett Bardwell. I am super jacked for tomorrow. Tomorrow, maybe a 2-hour podcast.
Me too. I'm excited too.
I'm like legitimately so excited for this. So for Chaz Hill and our guest Shelby Biehl, I am Brian Powers, and we will see you tomorrow.